In this video, we'll see how to determine molar mass for some different compounds. We'll start with calcium phosphide. The first thing we need to do is figure out what the formula for calcium phosphide will be. If we swap and drop based on the charges, our phosphorus has a 3- charge and our calcium has a 2+ charge. So when we swap and drop, we can see that we have 3 calciums and 2 phosphorus. Next, we're going to need to write out equations for each one. We'll do calcium in green and phosphorus in yellow. For calcium, if we look on our periodic table, the atomic mass is 40.1 grams per mole. We have 3 calciums, so we need to multiply that number by 3. When we do, we'll get 120.3. For phosphorus, our mass from the periodic table is 31.0. We're going to need to multiply that by 2 because there are 2 phosphorus. So we have a total of 62.0 for phosphorus. Finally, we need to add the two numbers together. I put a plus sign there to remind myself. And just like in math, I'm going to add them. And I'm going to get 182.3. Finally, I'm going to put in grams per mole for my units. Next, let's try magnesium phosphate. This one has phosphate. We remember by the 8 that it has a polyatomic ion. So when we find our polyatomic ion for phosphate on the periodic table, the back side of it, we'll know we have magnesium, which has a 2+ charge, and phosphate, which is PO4 with a 3- charge. We swap and drop, and we can see that we have 3 magnesiums, and we're going to need some parentheses around the phosphate here because we have 2 phosphates. Let's break it down into the different elements so that we can add them all up. So I'll do the magnesium in green. Magnesium has an atomic mass of 24.3 from the periodic table, and we have 3 of them. That makes a total of 72.9. Phosphorus, we'll do in yellow. Phosphorus has an atomic mass of 31.0, and we have 2 phosphorus. We know we have 2 phosphorus because we have 2 phosphates, and each phosphate has 1 phosphorus in it. So when we multiply through, we can see we have 62 from the phosphorus. And finally, we have oxygens. In order to figure out how many oxygens we have, we'll need to take this 2 here and multiply it because we have 4 oxygens in each phosphate. The atomic mass of oxygen is 16.0. So we multiply that by our number of oxygens, which is 8. And we can get 128 from the oxygen. Let's do this in the blue, just like we did it before. I'm going to need to add all 3 of those numbers up. And when I do, we can see I have 262.9. And we need our units of grams per mole.